What's going on, guys? I got TJ here with me.
Hey guys.
And this is his 2019 KX450R.
450R?
Yeah, oh, see, this is, I'm used to a Honda. What's going on, guys? My name is Dane Sklar. This is DSklar41. With me, I have my good buddy TJ.
Hey guys.
And this is his 2019 KX450. Drop the F because they did that for this year. TJ, tell us why you bought this bike over everything else.
So I bought this bike. I'm a taller rider. I'm actually 6'4", and our local dealer, they do KTM, Honda, and Cowie. And so I would go every day. Like I was ready for this. You know what I mean? Every day in the shop, I'd go. I'd sit on them, and I actually rode the KTM. I was not a fan of the KTM. The KTM, it didn't have like what I was looking for on the power. Like it didn't feel good to me. So I was looking between the Cowie and the Honda because I heard good things about them.
Yep.
And I was about to get the Honda, but every day, I mean, the thing felt too small for me. And I know that Cowies are made for bigger riders. And another great thing about Cowie is at our local the amateur races, when you go, they have trackside report. Like, so you break something, the whole crew will come fix it up for you.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
It's great, dude. Great program.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, guys, here are 5 pros and 5 cons about the 2019 KX450.
All right, so for con number 1, we have these chain rollers right here, right? And I noticed a couple hours on the bike, they started to rip up real fast. Like, I don't know, the way they designed it is it kind of, the rubber part hangs over the bolt, and so it just keeps ripping off there. We bought some aftermarket ones, but the aftermarket ones, they didn't fit right, so we're just gonna have to keep buying those. That's one of the...
So these teeth, is that part of the design, or?
Yeah, that's part of the design, but behind it actually hangs off. It doesn't have like the bearing doesn't go all the way through. So that rubber, it just breaks off, and then the chain rubs on the bolt. All right, so for con number 2, we have these subframe bolts that mount on for the air filter in the side panel. You have to pull this, for 2019, the side panel comes out for the air filter. And every time you pull these things out, I swear it came stock, and like right from the factory, they came out stripped. I don't know what's wrong with them, but we actually ended up boring out the subframe and putting a 10mm on with a nut behind it, because that thing would just keep stripping. It started off as an 8mm, real small, and the threads would just come out. It was no good.
And so, do you think it was just because of the threads that were soft inside the frame, or was it the bolt itself?
I think it was the soft frame, actually. Yeah. All right. So for con number 3, the side panel, you have to pull this out every time to do the air filter. It's not like just take the seat off. And every time you pull this side panel off, this plastic piece is in the way. So when you take that off, the air filter won't come off. So you gotta like bend this thing over to get it off. I don't like the way it's built right there. I think it could have been a lot better. Or like the KTMs, they don't even have bolts. They're just the hands-on, just come up, they pop out, air filter, throw it in, done.
And so there's no way to like take off the seat and do it from there, right? You have to take off that part?
Yep, you have to take this off. The seat is where the battery is right there. It's all up top. All right, con number 4. Everyone complains about this huge muffler on this thing. I mean, personally, I don't have a problem with it, but it doesn't look good. I don't like the way of it look, but it never gets in the way, so.
It never gets in the way?
Never gets in the way, but it just looks ugly, right?
I don't know, to me, it's like, this is like really small.
I know.
The panel. So yeah, the exhaust pipe is like huge.
It's huge. I never really noticed it, but just the look of it, don't like it.
Do you know if they get an aftermarket exhaust pipe, it looks smaller or just still like that?
I don't know. I like the look of those FMF pipes just because that titanium blue, it looks so good. All right. All right, so for con number 5, we have the map couplers, right? And I rode Dane's Honda the other day, and I love the way you can just switch the maps on the go, because you can get a way better feel. Like, let's say you didn't like the way it felt in the corner, you could try different maps, see if that was the problem. With these, you got to carry around the 3 other couplers they give you, and you got to come over to the pit, switch them out, and just the way the Honda's doing it, it's way better.
And then can you explain what the different colors mean?
So the black is the softest one, actually. The white coupler is the harder hitter one, and then the green ones, I don't know what the green one's for. I think
Be it?
no, I think it's standard.
Standard.
Green one's standard.
So now we covered the cons, you gotta cover the pros, because every bike has ups and downs.
So for pro number 1, I love the way this bike, you can adjust so many things on it. You can move the handlebars up forward, and you can drop the foot pegs, which I actually did that last night. Dropped them. For me, being a taller rider, absolutely love it. Made the biggest difference. Everything on this bike, I just feel so good. So for pro number 2, I absolutely love how slim this bike is. Like the feel of it on the track and in the corners, you just have so much like movement on it. You can slide around real easy in those corners. You can lay it over, it's not in the way. Super slim, love it. All right, for pro number 3, these nitrate coated forks are awesome. The forks on these are just amazing stock. Absolutely love it. This bike is completely stock. Great. The suspension is best suspension out there, I think.
And so just to be clear, the Honda could have ton nitrate, but you have to spend $2,000 and get the Works Edition. So take your poison. I also think it's a lot more money just to have them coated if you just have regular standard. So I'm not sure how much it is. Look that up. But yeah, that already comes with it. That's pretty cool.
All right, for pro number 4, it has to be these oversized rotors. Oh my gosh, does this thing stop? It is amazing. Like, you just one finger, it's amazing. I don't know how else to put it. These things stop on a dime.
And the rear is...
rear is right? Just as good. I don't know if it's oversized, but that thing locks up on demand. All right, so pro number 5 has to be this hydraulic clutch. This is way smoother than any cable clutch out there, and that you can really adjust where you want it to engage and stuff. I have it, my fingers are long, of course, so I have it engaging way out here. I really like that feel, and I haven't had a single problem with it. It's been great.
And so your old bike had a cable clutch, right?
Yes.
So how is it getting used to the hydraulic clutch?
Oh, I got used to it first day. I loved it. I thought it was way better.
So my hydraulic clutch, I don't have a hydraulic clutch, but it should take me a couple laps to get used to it because this is just him, maybe not me. Because his fingers are longer, like he said, and when I'm pulling the clutch in, I'm pulling it all the way out. That's when it goes. I like to have it lurch a little bit before I pull it all the way out. But yeah, the hydraulic clutch is very smooth. I can attest to that because I rode this bike too.
So this is a bonus con, actually. The bars, the stock Renthal bars, it comes with that crossbar. I'm not a fan. They're real small and they don't feel good. That's what I did. First thing is I went off on my first ride and it did not like it. Second day I went and bought some bars, made the bike way better.
But luckily that can easily be changed with a nice set of Pro Taper Renthal bars. The cool thing about my bike is it already comes with the fat bars, Renthal fat bars, so pro for the Honda. All right, guys, so I rode this bike today too. Some things that I really liked about it, it's a lot more stable than my bike on braking bumps. Mine dances around a little bit more. That can be fixed with the steering stabilizer, but those are pretty expensive. Another thing I liked about it is the hydraulic clutch, of course. After I got used to it, the operation was very smooth. Now this bike is set up to him because he's a taller rider, like he kept saying. How tall are you?
6'4".
So he's 6'4" and I'm only 5'10". The cockpit felt a little big for me, and like his leather felt, like I said, far out because he's got bigger, which that's fine. You're supposed to set your bike up towards you. Just keep in mind that any bike that you buy, no matter what you're looking at, you can always make it perfect for you. It's just whatever comes with stock for the showroom is kind of my biggest thing. Another thing I liked about this bike, like he said, he was really slim. I can get nice and tight on it. My bike is slim too. It's probably just as slim, but I don't know. It's just I can just take braking bumps and rollers a lot better than on my bike. However, corners I felt like on my bike are a little bit better, but I have that bike set up towards me. But the adjustability on this is great. I have that 2-power position thing, but I do not have these pegs adjustability, which is probably really cool. It kind of makes, for the pegs, does it make your legs stretch more, or does it keep them closer?
So it starts up a little higher, and then I drop them so that they'll extend a little bit. And it kind of gives you like a lower weight of gravity. You know what I mean? How they're trying to get the weight all down towards the bottom. So I think that kind of helps with cornering and stuff.
And so, maybe clear something about those two. He's actually on a whole other level than me, so he's a lot faster than me. But when I'm riding it, I feel like my front brake bites a little bit harder, but that's because he's a faster rider and you go somewhere. So that's probably just your brake pads. But you said when they're nice and fresh, they stop right on a dime. Yes. And if you're like a vet or somebody who is not super aggressive, I'm sure they'll last you a lot longer. Like I haven't had to change my brake pads yet. So how many brake pads have you gone through?
2 already. We're going for a 3rd right now.
And that's just because he's on them very hard and he's a fast rider. Well, that concludes this video, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out TJ's channel and his Instagram. I'll put a link in the description below. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys in the next video.